Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Gayathri Balaji, a certified handwriting analyst and a graphotherapist who believes that healing can begin with something as simple as the way you hold your pen. I work with adults through graphotherapy and mind programming, helping them rewrite not just their letters but the patterns they carry inside. And today's conversation is one I've been genuinely looking forward to. My guest today is someone who, when I read her profile, made me feel like I was reading about a woman who refused to be just one thing and succeeded beautifully at being many. She is a marketing leader and experiential learning pioneer, the co founder of i-Robochakra, a community builder with initiatives such as the Brookfields Wonder Woman Forum in Coimbatore and the Kowai Green League. She's someone who's chosen to live her life with a kind of intentionality that most of us only talk about. Welcome, Sujatha ma'am. It's so good to have you here. What do you have to say for us? Let me bring her on the spotlight. And here is Sujatha ma'am for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am, for your generous introduction. That was very kind of you. And I'm actually looking forward to talk more about you as well, because I've always thought of art as therapy, music as therapy, traveling as therapy, and handwriting as therapy is something that is so beautiful to even when I think of how handwriting can actually shape us. I'm actually looking forward to this conversation and learning more from you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Let it be a mutual
Yeah,
exchange of our
sure.
ideas and thoughts. And before we begin, I just wanted to know 18 years is a long journey in any field, isn't it, ma'am? But looking at everything you've built from mall marketing to robotics education to community platforms, it feels less like a career and more like a calling to me that kept expanding over the years. Where did it all began for you, ma'am? What was the seed actually?
Hmm. Seed is actually a very interesting word. You make me think when you ask that. Um, I think what's very important is at least from my family and this question, the way you ask, I think it's very deep and it's very layered. There can't be one sentence to it or one paragraph to it, but I'll try answering as articulately as I can. So one, I think my family, my parents, they're from very humble and they're very simple people, and we've always traveled across India. Like my dad is a banker, so I've done my studies in Delhi, Kunur, Coimbatore, Bangalore. My higher studies, my masters in Bangalore, and settled in Coimbatore. Yes, but I think the travel bug bit me right at the young age. Thanks to my dad, because
Hmm.
even in as a bank, so every 2 years we used to have LFC. So when we were in north, we used to come down south. When we were in south, we used to go north. So we've traveled a lot. Every
Okay.
vacation was about traveling together as a family. I have an elder sister and a younger brother, so it was quite a good group of people.
Okay.
Quite a lot of energy, high
Yeah, I can
energy.
imagine.
Yeah, and all of us are like really, really outgoing. I should say in a way. So I think so. The family trips was something that we always looked forward to. So it could be to a nice destination like mountains, or it could be to a temple. But then it would always be very soulful and meaningful.
Okay.
And during traveling, I think one thing that I realized that less is enough. What
Hmm.
you don't need to carry so much. I mean, we
Yeah,
buy so much. I mean, how much do we carry when we travel? We just
true.
carry what's sufficient, right? So, cut to now, I am an avid trekker, a traveler. I love traveling. I
Wow.
love backpacking. I mean, I would always be like, okay, let's go somewhere, and then I love going to the mountains. I've realized that I think I'm very blessed. My family has given me everything, and so I think what we should do right now, it's I think a basic responsibility to give back as much. So
Mm.
I think that I'm blessed with the roles that I get, be it my career, be it the positions that I have been in a part of.
Mm.
So I feel that there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it,
True. True, ma'am.
right? And I've always remember my mom telling as we grow up, saying that, see, look, everyone is human being. People might have
Mm.
different profile, but
Yeah,
everybody is human being, and everybody feels the same pain. So you
exactly.
need to, kind of check on how you behave with people.
True, true, true,
Like, do you feel
true.
that a lot?
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love that, ma'am.
Yeah,
So
because
it was
I used to be like very outgoing, impulsive. I'm still, and but now less of impulsive thanks to age. I'm mellowed down, but I think I was a little more free spirited, and my mom had
yeah,
like a
that's the
good
right word, I
time.
guess. Rather than being impulsive, I love the word free-spirited.
Yeah, free
uh,
spirited. And yeah, growing up in the mountains in Kunnur, I think that was the best
mm,
part of my childhood.
yeah,
And mountain people, how they are, you
I
see them
know.
very simple at heart.
Very simple at heart.
Yeah, they're
That's exactly what you said.
very
Because
simple at heart. So I think all that actually enriched the knowledge that being simple is actually rich.
true, true, true.
Being
What a
simple is rich.
profound statement it is. Actually, it is.
Yeah, being simple is rich, and I think such people have gravitated towards me or around me. My peer group, my friends, everybody have been very environmentally conscious people. I've
True.
learned a lot from them. So it's always, I'm very blessed. I keep telling them,
Yeah, I
like the
see
kind of
someone who's never satisfied with just doing a job. Well, you are always asking, what else is this for? What else can I serve? And that's a very beautiful, rare quality, I guess, ma'am. And coming to your profile, like I saw it was an MSc in apparel technology and PGDM in digital marketing from Great Lakes. That's quite a range from textile science to digital strategy. How did those two very different disciplines, like I was very curious when I saw that. I wanted to know how it shaped the way you think and build things today, actually.
So I like the word. I mean, when you said you were curious, let me tell you, I'm a very curious person. So I think I've been like that from my childhood. But at the same time, I've always questioned a lot of things. Like when I was in my 11th and 12th, a lot of my classmates, and I think that was a time when there was a lot of boom in IT and engineering. So
Mm,
I was a science student in my
okay.
11th and 12th, and everyone was going towards science and towards engineering. And somehow I felt that was not my calling. And
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm not getting into that herd thing where everybody's
Mm,
getting into engineering and going for so many tuitions apart from it. That just didn't seem make sense to me. I was looking out for what different. So one of my
mm,
school seniors, she was in apparel and fashion technology in PhD Tech. And it actually caught my interest. Not that I am a fashionista or not that I'm really interested in fashion technology, but I thought
okay.
this seems very interesting and it's about technology.
Mm,
So when I did that course, my BSc, I was introduced to the world of retail and I was fascinated.
okay.
So then, when I chose my master's in apparel technology and management is a very wholesome PG course where we were
Mm,
exposed to technology, management side, and retail. Again, I chose to go into retail where I ended up in Shopper Stop as my intern. When I came
okay.
back to Coimbatore, I pursued retail.
Okay.
So that's how my retail journey started with SKC in RS Puram. There was
Okay.
a shop called Sri Krishna
Yeah.
Collections,
Sri Krishna
SKC.
collections. Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
so
Yeah, I know the shop.
I started off as a marketing executive there
Okay.
for a year and then moved on to Pantaloons Big Bazaar Upnakara Street, where I had a dual
Mm,
profile of visual merchandising
okay.
and marketing. That was for 2 years.
Mm,
And then I got placed in Brookfields as small marketing manager,
okay. So
like
that's
within
how
three
the
years.
transition has happened.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful transition, I
So
guess. It's
because I
amazing.
knew retail to a large extent, it was
Ah,
quite a journey for me in the mall marketing because you had to deal with around 200 plus stores. So,
mm.
yeah.
So
And
that's
then
so beautiful, ma'am.
digital marketing came in because when you're in marketing, digital marketing, you have to know, right? I mean,
Yes.
especially in this day and age. So
Yes,
I
yes.
finished in 2024, and I mean, it was something that I did out of necessity, and I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see those patterns like so since I've seen like the way a person was trained to think like one area and it bleeds into everything else they do. So I see that pattern going there everywhere. As a person you are, it's amazing. And the way you have just journeyed from one thing to the other, it's very effortless, I guess. It's very smooth. And before we go further, I have to ask you this. Fridge free, TV free, AC free. I'm like in Coimbatore. Ma'am, how is this possible? And more importantly, why? Because I can't imagine how life would be for me. What is the life of a minimalist like you?
Okay, so I have to give credits to my husband as well for it
Okay.
because when I spoke to him about it, I mean, he's lived in Japan. So in Japan, it's about minimalism and minimalistic lifestyle. So we did discuss it before we got our own place, and for me, it was like clutter free.
Okay.
And thanks to the friends and peer group I have around me, I understood that TV, I mean, from I think quite young, I understood that TV has radiation and not supposed to be good. I read somewhere.
Mm. Mm.
It's not good for us. I mean, too much of exposure to TV, sitting too close to TV. Yeah, something I read in, I think, way back in college or something. AC, I realized that that was one of the main reason.
Mm.
So we are thinking that the ozone hole is because of the hole in the ozone layer is
Mm.
because of the industries, but actually
Mm.
it is because of usage of TV and fridge at homes. So the pollution
Okay.
is, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of home that the pollution that comes from home is
Mm.
something that we need to be in check, indoor as well and outdoor as well. So, thanks to some of my friends, I was exposed to this while at Brookfields and while I was doing a lot of sustainable events. So,
Mm.
one of my friends, Sangeeta, she brought in this knowledge that how Harpic can be so carcinogenic and all the
Mm.
so-called indoor cleaners are only leading to indoor pollution.
Yeah.
So, from any cleaners that we use,
Mm.
right, at home,
Mm.
to the fridge and any electronic equipments that we use, we have to really keep a check on it.
Okay.
So we asked ourselves, do we really need it? Can we be without it? So it was like a
Mm.
challenge that we both took. Like, let's try being without TV,
Mm.
AC, and we both are really into our career. So TV was okay. We were very
Okay.
sure we could be without it.
Mm.
AC was something that we thought we'll give it a try for a year, but now
Mm.
we are 8 years AC free.
Oh,
And
wow.
fridge as well. I realized at both my mother-in-law's place and my mother's place, I think fridge was used more as a shelf, like for leftovers, and again
True.
reusing something that was cooked yesterday, something that I was never for, and
Okay.
so we were like, let's make everything fresh.
Mm.
So even for example, idli batter,
Mm.
you can actually keep it with a vessel with water. You can keep it for two, three
Yes.
days. You can
Yes.
keep it fresh, and then you can
Mm.
make a new. So it
Mm.
depends. I mean, depends on how your entire family can come together and make this possible.
Yeah, that is very important for the
Mhm.
family to come together to make it possible. And I guess maybe a person from Ooty, I can understand without a fridge and AC.
AC part is one of the reasons I realized that AC also contributes to the pollution, that one.
Mm. Yes.
So 2 years before, in fact, last year, something very interesting happened. So we have vetiver curtains in our home.
Oh, wow.
We have
Okay.
vetiver curtains in our home. Instead of
Okay.
bamboo curtains, my husband did a bit of. So my husband is this very DIY person. So
Okay.
he's a technical person as well. And then he
Hmm.
did a little bit of research and is like, let's use vetiver curtains that will cool
Okay.
significantly. It did.
Okay. Oh,
Then
wow.
what we did was last year, if you remember, the summers were really, really hot
Yeah.
last year.
True.
So we have this pedestal fan, the standing
Mm.
fan. So he was like, let me try doing something. He actually fixed an AC curtain on it. He
Okay.
automated it because he's into coding. See, he
Okay.
automated it in such a way that every 8 seconds there'll be water sprinkling on the vetiver curtain, after which the fan
Oh,
will get switched on.
wow.
This was
That's
covered in
amazing.
Hindu also, actually. This was covered
Okay.
in Hindu and
This
paper as well.
definitely should be brought to the larger crowd, I guess, because
Yeah, and the best part was from 34 degrees, it came down to 28 degrees in the night, and
Hmm.
I started feeling cold. That
Okay.
was the power of using. So we realized that
Wow.
it is possible.
Yeah, it is much possible. My mind goes like, why not give it a try? As you are talking, like I'm processing, thinking that why not give it a try? Maybe
Yeah.
just in a room, maybe we can try and just go for the other areas. Definitely, ma'am. I have to say, I've seen and interviewed some people, and you're the first person who's made me feel slightly guilty about certain things that I'm doing actually. But in all seriousness, what you're describing is something I deeply connect with, ma'am. But because in my sessions, like we talk about clutter, inner clutter, like we talk about
Yes.
the inner clutter. So, and I guess we mirror each other. And what you've done is create an environment that allows your mind to stay clear. That's just a lifestyle. It's not just a lifestyle, I guess. That's a form of self care. Most people never consider. I never considered until now. So I'll be giving it a thought. Definitely. Thank you
If I
so
can
much.
add, no, no, my pleasure, and I think it's both the ways. I mean, you are so receptive to what I'm telling. It's just flowing out. I mean, before this interview started, I never thought I'm going to talk all this. I wasn't even
Okay.
sure what are we going to talk. But if this is what is flowing out, it's because you're holding that space for me. Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you so
And
much for.
no, I think what's very important is how conscious we are because
Mm.
when you use the word pattern, I really liked it because actually I find English very interesting,
Mm.
especially certain aspects like the word pattern actually has the word parents, or the word
Mm.
parents and pattern are very closely linked.
Yeah.
The root word,
Yes.
yeah. For example, the word now has one.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
now has one. The word listen has silent,
Wow.
right? So
This is
I
so
think there,
beautiful, ma'am. I'll keep listening to this all day, I
I
guess.
think there's a reason why certain things are the way it is,
Mm.
right? Coming back to being very conscious and being in the now.
Mm.
Um, by default, we don't realize that we are following patterns that are set by parents or any influential people that we have in our family. It could be
Yes.
grandparents. So it could be the way we do up our house, to the way we you cook, or the way we do anything, even our
Mm.
behavior. To a large extent, we don't realize that we just follow patterns.
Exactly.
So the disruption happens is when you realize a few things and then you try to disrupt, or then you try to consciously change,
Yes.
right? So I think, yeah, the fridge was one of the things. I mean,
Mm.
we think that if we have a home, we need a fridge, we need this, but
Definitely. Yeah. It's one part of the appliance. It's part of the home. It's become
yeah,
a
we
part
need
of.
sofa. We
Mm.
need this. But then we were like, why do we need?
Okay.
So again, I would
So
give credit to my family and my friends who are like this. So I think they
true.
made me feel very conscious of the person I am. So
Mm.
yeah,
So
I think
beautiful.
being
Would
conscious,
definitely love to come and visit your place sometime. I'm
most
sure.
welcome, ma'am. It's a very simple and small place, but you're most
I
welcome.
would definitely love to see the place. And yeah, as you rightly said, ma'am, the pattern, like it's in transaction analysis, like we come across the word as script. So everybody has a script within. So we call it the script. And
Okay,
what we have is a script that flows from generations, like from one person to the other, as you rightly said. So we call it the script. And we
okay,
always try at rewriting the script of every individual, like whomever I
nice.
meet. Like that's
That's
called a
interesting.
script because all of us have a script. So your childhood, from childhood, the script
Yes.
comes along. And first thing when I see in a handwriting, I always note what this person is like. When I look
Wonderful.
at the handwriting, what scripts are they traveling with, and how do we rewrite the scripts? Is what that's what the
Beautiful. I'm
pattern is.
actually getting goosebumps as you're telling,
Oh,
um,
ma'am.
because you told it very simply and effortlessly, but there is so much depth in what you
Mm,
do, right? I mean, I think the script, what you're telling is, I think, other word or a synonym is conditioning that we
mm.
all come with without
Yes.
realizing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like right, as you said, like my mom always says, don't laugh in public. Like you, as a girl, like you're supposed to not to. All those are conditionings that we were brought into, and it reflects in me and reflects in me as a mother to my child as well. So it
Yeah.
translates from there again to my
Yeah.
child, and my
Yes.
somewhere my child, like my daughter, like she will be like. That is where there is a break. Consciously, she's aware. She says, no, no, I'm not taking all
Yeah.
this. And I became very conscious transferring what it needs to be transferred to her. Otherwise, I'm like,
Wow.
nowadays, I've become very conscious in what I say, how I say. And it's very beautiful, ma'am, the way you said it. It's amazing, amazing. And I was like curious to know about like you conceptualized the Brookfields Wonder Woman Forum, a platform for women empowerment, and the Kovai Green League for environment responsibility. Both of these are community led. What made you believe that community was the vehicle, not campaign? It's not like not content, not individual effort, because I'm a person who works with individuals, not yet gone into the community yet. So I'm just curious to know what made you believe that community was the vehicle actually.
Okay, it's a very interesting question. I've really never thought of why I bring in communities together. But I think the kind of the word you said, script. I think
Mm.
the kind of person I am, or whatever is scripted in,
Mm.
I think somewhere I start connecting people and I start connecting communities. But I think I'm a little more. I gravitate towards environment. I gravitate environment conservation, to be specific. I
Mm.
gravitate towards women and support for women.
Okay.
Because I think as a woman herself, I have gone through few things which I felt like I wish someone had told me this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah, it could be anything. I'm telling you, as we're growing up, it could be puberty. It could be,
Yeah,
just growing up, just teenage feels so, right?
exactly.
It feels so
Yeah. Yeah, I've
chaotic.
always thought about this question. Like when you said, I'm thinking, yeah, I've also thought about this. Wish somebody had told me this earlier. I would have saved so many years of my life.
Uh, I mean, I wish someone has sat me down and said, like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, it's okay. What you're going through is like completely normal, because though
Exactly.
I'm telling that I lived across many cities like
Mm,
Delhi, Kunnur, Coimbatore,
mm,
Bangalore, and now eventually settling in Coimbatore. There is one advantage of traveling so much, because then you get so much exposure. I'm still processing, like, okay, I have got so much exposure,
mm.
right? And in say in schools like in Kunnur, I studied in Mountain Home School. There, it's very multi-ethnic. So I had Tibetans as my classmate. I had
Mm.
refugees. I had northeastern states. So it was very multi-ethnic. So
Okay.
there, being weird was normal, or rather, being different was normal.
Okay.
So no one would fit you into a certain box and say this is how you are.
Mm.
Because everyone is different. Because everyone
Yeah,
is coming from different backgrounds.
correct.
So when I came to Coimbatore, I think it was because I had been background with this little more liberal way of outlook. It
Mm.
I found a little bit tougher to come in Coimbatore, especially. I felt it was a little more conservative, but then I tried to adapt. I tried
Mm.
to fit in everywhere, and at one point of time during my college, I realized I am not going to fit in anywhere. I'm supposed to stand out, not because I'm not telling it in a way that, arrogance. I'm like, that's how I am. Like, the kind of my journey is,
Yeah,
I'm not going to fit in. And then I realized you really don't need to fit in.
yeah,
You
rightly
really don't
said.
need to fit
Yeah, you really don't need to fit in anywhere. Like, it's
in. So
like,
my mom had the toughest job while I was growing up.
I can
She had the
understand.
toughest job to try to,
As a
you know,
mother, I know, as a mother of a daughter, I know how your mom should have felt
So
then.
my elder sister is a little more the first bonds are really responsible, and
Mm.
sincere. My sister's a chartered accountant, so I was
Okay.
like this. Yeah, so I was like the second born, who is a like free
Free spirited.
spirited, still trying
Okay.
to figure it out. And my brother, he was another free spirited person. So I think my mom had the toughest time with me and my brother.
I guess
But
she
I
must
think
always
thankfully,
have a
touch wood,
liking to
we've
your
turned out well
sister.
now. So I think this. Sorry,
I guess she must always have a
your
liking to
video is,
your
yeah.
elder
No,
sister,
I mean,
maybe.
at this point of time, I realized that it was easier for her to handle my sister.
Yeah, should have been.
Yeah.
Definitely should have been.
Yeah, so I think to each their own. I mean, we all have turned out well.
Mm,
My mom and dad tried their best. So I think like this fitting in and being a certain way as we grow up, it can get very confusing,
mm,
because and especially for women, I
mm,
always felt my girls, or either my friends who are like my girlfriends, or
mm,
my support group who were
mm.
girls, they were always so supportive.
Okay.
Like, I found the best of friends in my schools and colleges. So like I said, I'm very lucky.
Mm,
And I've really found support in the way that I can actually be really vulnerable when I'm talking, right? I do have my boundaries, but then
mm.
I think there has to be certain realness when you're talking to someone,
Yes,
right? Based on the context, of course. If when you're
exactly.
talking to a friend or like a free
Yes,
flowing chat like this, it has to be real,
yes.
right? So I realized somewhere after my marriage, and there is so much change that's happening. You're
Mm,
still trying to get adjusted to the roles that you're expected to do.
yes.
At that time, very coincidentally, me and my team at Brookfields, we were discussing, we're like, let's start this Brookfields Wonder Woman Forum. And
Mm,
the forum also very beautifully shaped up. We had almost 80 women, different walks of life. And we used to
okay.
do a lot of programs with them, like on sustainable living. They used to
Ah,
come and volunteer. We used to do this program. In fact, Gayatri ma'am of Shivanjali, she was
mm,
also part of the forum. So it was the forum got its beauty because of the group energy. Maybe I initiated it, but at the end of the day, it was the group energy that took over.
Yeah, that synergy is there, right? And thanks
Yes.
to the forum that you've begun, because that's why I'm interviewing you, I guess. This conversation is happening because Gayatri ma'am is a person who
Yeah.
gave
Yeah, but
me.
also because we became very Gayatri ma'am, we could see each other's realness, you know. I'm
Mm,
telling about everyone. And I remember I have to tell you this before we move on. We used to do this thing called, so be it, where all of us used to sit around in a circle and we all used to tell what we desire for our life, be it
okay,
career or be it family. And
okay.
then the entire group would chime, so be it.
Oh, okay.
Like, for example, tell me what is it that you're looking at next 5 years?
Next 5 years, maybe I would love to build a community of women entrepreneurs like whom I'm helping them with. That's my vision, like to build a beautiful community. As you said, like now I'm working with one to one. A community is my large vision, like about 5,000 or 10,000 women who are transformed individuals is my vision for the next
So
5 years.
imagine the group of 10 of us listening to you and we all are wishing you so be it.
That's a beautiful thing. Like that word we say, no, tathastu is.
Tathastu, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so beautiful, ma'am. I
So
love it. I'm
yeah,
going
so
to practice it somewhere. I'm just
no, I
thinking,
think we should come together. The people that you're interviewing, like we should
definitely.
probably just get together and do a small
Yes,
thing.
definitely we will do that. I'm just thinking of where we can incorporate and bring both of us together. The energy with both of us are vibrating. I love it so far, how it's going. I love your energy, actually. It's so beautiful.
Likewise.
It's so beautiful. And definitely we will come together. I'm sure it's going to catch us up soon and
So
we'll
I have to
be there.
finish this. Most of the women who actually shared the wish, we probably did that once or twice, but I because I think that's a very simple but profound and powerful thing to do. And
Mm,
most of the women who shared their wishes, actually they are living their dream or they've already manifested it.
mm.
So there were simple things like that. Two things like we used to have pitch program for women entrepreneurs through the women community.
Okay,
Those things happened. So I think support group is very important for women, just to
definitely.
figure out what exactly do we need to do. Otherwise, we get
Mm.
existential crisis. Right? I think, yeah, and I'm telling you, we need a support group irrespective of the gender.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
then, yes,
Yes,
as a
definitely.
woman, having a girlfriend or a girls group gang is nothing like that.
True, true. It brings you back to college days, and it's all that vibe that we are into. It's so beautiful. I can feel that energy that is as a group. Like everything as a group, it works wonders. The group
Yes,
prayers that we offer, that has so
yes,
much of power. So exactly what you're doing is just like that kind of a prayer that we do.
yes.
It's beautiful, ma'am. It's beautiful. Love the initiatives that you have taken, the thought process that has gone into you, and you've brought out such beautiful initiatives.
I have to
Amazing.
thank Brookfields as a platform for giving me
Mm,
that space to do what I did.
mm.
So
It's
yeah.
beautiful. Wish I had known you earlier. That's what comes to my mind now. And how
I'm
about the
sure we will
COVID?
do wonderful things together, ma'am.
Yeah, we could have done much more. It's okay, never late. It's okay, better late than never. So, what is a Kovai Green League about, ma'am? Let me, like in a city like Coimbatore, getting people to think seriously about green cover and environmental responsibilities is not a small thing. Like, what was the resistance you faced, and what finally moved people actually?
To tell you honestly, I felt when I was in Brookfields, I felt that I was given a very important role of being the marketing head of Brookfields, yes. But
Okay.
Brookfields as a social space,
Mm.
it is a very powerful space because people come together. They come together for shopping, but it's a wonderful
Mm.
platform where you can bring people together. So
Yes.
that's something that I realized when I joined initially.
Mm.
And my director, Mr. Bala, he actually the way he envisioned Brookfields, I really loved his vision. I was fortunate to hear out his vision for why Brookfields and what he wants space to
Okay.
be. And I think I was really young when I joined Brookfield, so I just soaked it up, and I think I made it like my guiding light, right, to a large
Mm.
extent. So I realized that it's such a wonderful platform, and as long as I'm here at Brookfields, so I was there for 15 years, 7 months. As long as I'm there, let me try doing something meaningful. So that's where
Okay.
this group is Wonder Woman Forum started. With
Mm.
Kobe Green League, I had the fortune of meeting some wonderful people. There was one Mr. Ajay from WWF. In fact,
Okay.
he's right now in Delhi, but when he was in Coimbatore, they had from WWF, the team had met Brookfields because they wanted to do an Earth Hour program.
Okay.
So that was one. And then we met from Rotary, from Suryan FM, and
Mm.
Bosch. So we
Okay.
met all these different people for different reasons. Like from Bosch, one Mr. Sam, they wanted to
Mm.
do some water conservation program. From Rotary, one Mr. Gurpreet and Mr. Ramkumar, they met us for something else. But over a period of time, while working with them, I realized that we all had a synergy, and I just floated this thought to them. First,
Mm.
I got approval from my management. I floated this thought to them that, can we all organizations come together
Mm.
and start something called Kobe Green League,
Okay.
where we are mainly trying to improve the green campus of schools. That was a
Okay.
thought. Or
Okay.
at least create the thought, because I think, like we talk about conditioning and patterns, what
Mm.
if we introduce a pattern at the school level and it becomes like a culture? Like,
Exactly. That's
they can
beautiful.
have trees, the trees with
Mm.
their names, the trees they plant, and all that. So we started something called Greenest Campus Award, and at that time, Dr.
Mm.
Vijay Karthikeyan sir was the commissioner, and he
Okay.
was very supportive of it. And I remember they almost twice we gave away Greenest Campus Awards to schools who were really
Mm.
maintaining a very good campus. And we were very fortunate to visit schools like Delhi Public School and U Bharati, who have wonderful campuses, wonderfully
Okay.
planned campuses, like
Mm.
literally zero waste or end to end. They've thought over very consciously. I must give
Mm.
it to their management for doing such a wonderful job, actually, giving such an ecosystem to the students. So,
Mm.
Western Ghat School and many schools. So, we realized, of course, I realized at that time that at Brookfields, beyond marketing, I can do this as well. And
Mm.
I can only do this because the other people came together to support. So
Okay.
from Mr. Ajay from WWF, he had a very good knowledge about say the trees. Mr. Sam had good knowledge about the native trees. Again, WWF brings in the kind of how water can be used, or how water is
Mm.
can be restored. So from the very technical things, we were trying to see how layman level things we can do at Brookings.
Yes.
So the group synergy worked out. So I think for 4 5 years we did, but everyone moved on with their own jobs. And right now, both the programs are not existing. But
Okay.
while it was
Mm.
there, I think I learned a lot, and I realized that the most meaningful thing for us is giving back to society.
Beautiful. Well said, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, that's rightly said. Exactly. Each of us need to have that awareness and the consciousness to give back to the society because we always we are takers, like we are very happy taking things and to giving to people or to the society is something like people like you have thought about it and I'll just keep listening to this conversation. I guess forgetting we are having a time limit. So, just moving on to you have been doing programs on safe spaces and healthy boundaries, I guess, for
Yeah.
6 years now. So, most recently, like women employees at the ABT group, as I saw in the profile. So, this is deeply personal territory. What made you step into that space? Like, as you said, you've always spoken about women, and what you find is the most common wound, like that women carry into those rooms that you have your discussions with.
This particular discussion, I don't want to make, at least from my end, what my journey has been. It's not only about women, it's about men, women, and everyone,
Mm.
trans, and all of them. So, the Nirbhaya incident in 2012 actually deeply disturbed me.
Okay.
So, at that time, I started something called PAPA, People Against Physical Abuse. It was like a Facebook group. I was
Okay.
quite young at that time, 13 years before, 14 years before.
Mm. Okay.
So, Nirbhaya incident, if you remember, it happened in 2012, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was very disturbing. And so, of course, while growing up, I've also had certain incidents, unfortunate incidents, due to strangers or due to someone that
Mm.
I trusted. And it's never happened because of someone in my own group. It's always happened by someone we trust, right?
True.
Someone who's very
Very
elder,
close. Yeah.
trust.
Mm.
So I think 2012, I became, so I'm this person who wants to do a lot of, I think, how do I say, I would like to activate my angst. So there was one angst that I had. How do
Mm.
I activate it?
Mm.
Without
Okay.
knowing at that age, I activated it by forming a group of PAPA, and I started talking um, why this happens. I mean, of course,
Okay.
beautiful group form. But then when I got into the details, I actually got disturbed a lot because
Mm-hmm.
I understood that this is rampant,
Yes.
right? Probably every one of us carries a story of
Yes.
an abuse or trauma, right? I mean, it's very rare, like where someone's like, no, I've never got abused.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare. And because I spoke to so many people, and while talking to so many people, I also realized that men go through so much. I heard horror stories about, few men, a few
Mm.
boys while growing up, what they went through.
Mm.
Then I realized, at that point, I realized that I didn't have the mental bandwidth or the maturity to take this forward.
Okay.
I'm telling way back into 2012.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 2015, after I got married, and I think during the lockdown or just before that, that is when again there were this news of schoolgirls getting
Mm.
affected and all that. That's when I started this volunteer group called We. It is not a registered group. We
Okay.
for it's just called We the
Okay.
people.
Okay.
So it went. So the whole idea was, can we take a topic and talk about a taboo topic and talk about it,
Okay.
right? It's, for example, it needn't even be a taboo topic. So we had
Mm.
like free flowing conversation where we used to have people from all walks of life. And in i-Robochakra, we were in the seventh cross, in another space in Cyber Colony. We used to, like, probably every once a month, we used to tell, like, let's meet and then let's talk about one particular topic. Like the word freedom itself, you wouldn't believe. Each of us had a different take to it. I
Okay.
was quite astounded.
Mm.
The word freedom or the word liberty, each of us had a different take to it. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow. There was one gentleman who shared about how his kids are not, he is not able to move very close to his kids
Okay.
because he has this persona that he's a very strict father.
Mm.
Right? And he wasn't sure, how do I go beyond it?
Mm.
There is a lot of suppression, there's a lot of things that there's an image that we build and we get
Mm.
trapped within it, all of us, I feel.
Yes.
Right? So during those conversations, all that came up, right?
Yes.
And for me, at that point of time, I was just holding a space in terms of a physical space and just uh, trying to make people talk, but trying to give that space so that people talk and heal.
Mm.
But then, and that's when I curated this program called Healthy Boundaries, because I realized that everything comes down to boundaries.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything comes down to safe spaces.
Yes.
And I've realized that we are responsible for creating our safe space first.
Yes.
First and foremost, and that safe space is in your mind, that safe space is around us. We are completely responsible for that.
Mm.
And healthy boundaries, I've realized, and that was such a great realization, that it is not out of fear, it's out of self love.
Yes.
When you grow your self love, the kind of boundaries that you start having yourself, it's a very innate thing that happens. That's the
Yes.
best.
Yes.
So I've had some wonderful conversations, and I'll always tell Raji ma'am that the group energy takes over.
Yes.
In ABT, when I did this conversation of safe space and healthy boundaries, what came out was very different from the other sessions that I've done. And I claim to be no expert.
Mm.
If I can use a word, I'm a conversation starter. you know,
Yeah.
Kind of provoking a thought, saying that, have you thought of a safe space for you?
Yeah. So that is one like seed, like you just
Yeah.
invest in it and then we'll see how it grows. In different people, it will take different shapes, I guess.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, I see the boundaries is very, very important. Like, I see that missing in a lot of women whom I'm working with. As you said, rightly said, ma'am, it's missing, completely missing. They don't even know how to say no. So it's like all those
Rightly
scripts
said.
they travel with, they never say no to anything. I'll ask them, why not tell no? And they don't even know why they're not saying no.
They don't know to tell
They,
no.
yeah, they don't know. It's like that. It's like that. I'm like, why? Can't you say no? It's like it's
Adena,
just like that.
Yeah, I think சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து நம்மள வந்து they've
That
always
script,
told
that
us
is
to
what I'm talking about.
we seek
It's
validation, right? We seek
mm,
validation. We seek we want to be seen
mm,
because we are always, I think, so much into a certain mold that we are the real us is never seen. I feel
yes,
it is
yes.
always a quest that will someone see us?
Yeah,
Will
I've
someone
always
see?
tell, like my mentor also, like she used to say, stop being the Mother Teresa of your family. No. I've always had this in mind. Like she keeps telling, to stop being the Mother Teresa of your family. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Nobody's going to give you a statue there
Award.
on, and they're not going to. Even if there's a statue going to be there, it's after your demise only. So you won't even know that there is a statue going to be built in your name.
Oh no, very true, ma'am.
It's beautiful, ma'am. Love the journey that you're going. And now I want to go, as you said, i-Robochakra, like an ISRO recognized space tutor and robotics and AI educational company, like co-founded with your husband. Like, tell me how this came to be. What was the moment you both looked at each other and said, yes, this is what we are going to build? What was that like?
So, cutting the long story short, what happened was when we got married, I and Arun is my husband, we knew each other even before our
Hmm.
marriage. We were very good
Okay.
friends for quite some time. So, I think I realized, so he had taken over his family business after his father's untimely demise. So, he
Okay.
was working in Japan. He had to come down, take over his family business. And after we got married, I realized that of course, he's a very DIY and creative person, and the family business was about trading, and that was not giving him the kind of satisfaction that he
Hmm.
could get while doing something on his own. So we started talking, and he said that he's inclined towards robotics, and I was more than happy to see how we can,
Hmm.
come together in this. What was very interesting, I'll tell you, I don't know to call it serendipity or again, like I said, I'm very blessed.
Hmm.
I love watching skies.
Okay.
Right? I'm a sky gazer. So
Okay.
I remember in Kunnur, outside our home, there'll be this really nice lawn,
Hmm.
and I would spend hours just gazing at a blue sky.
Oh, wow.
Don't ask
Okay.
me why. Okay, I just love it.
Okay.
So the blue skies, the dark nights with the stars, I just
Hmm.
love it. And in fact, in 2016-17, we had like a very informal group. We used to go stargazing.
Okay.
So I remember at a friend's place. Have you heard of meteorite shower?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't witnessed it yet.
Meteorite, I will take you sometime, right?
Okay. I would love to.
Meteorite shower. You've seen shooting stars,
Yeah, just
right?
one
So
or
imagine
two.
you can see hundreds of shooting stars.
That's what I've heard about it. I've seen, I guess, a YouTube video somewhere like of the meteorite shower, but I would love to experience it in person.
Yeah, so we have one of our friend is an amateur astronomer. His name is Obli.
Okay.
He also takes sessions, and he, in fact, so we met him as a friend even before he formed his own company, Mango Education, and all. So we all came together, and so I have this love for skies and the space, and I'm very inquisitive and curious from my childhood. So seeing stars, and I think I really motivated and made everyone very enthusiastic about like let's do a stargazing together. So this
Okay.
was a perfect night where Perseid's meteorite shower. We all actually went to a friend's farm in Anikatti. We all
Okay.
just lay down and we were just counting the shooting stars, and we
Wow.
counted around
Oh,
134 stars or something.
wow.
Shooting stars. It was
Oh my
crazy.
God.
So again, why am I telling you is this? Because I think I was very fascinated with ISRO from my young age,
Mm.
right? Because I'm like, ISRO works with space and I love space, right? I never thought of it as a career because I didn't want to get into engineering. I had a lot of blocks. But then when i-Robochakra happened, it
Mm.
initially started with robotics,
Okay.
right? In 2016.
Mm.
But then over a period of time, we realized that we can also do so much in space technology, right? For example, the robots that were sent to Mars and Moon
Mm.
are Pragyan robot and Curiosity robot, and those robots miniature are there here. Kids work on it.
Okay. Okay.
So this fascinated me. And
Mm.
2020, what happened was like 4 years after we started, just before COVID, we received nomination for ISRO Space Tutor. So we
Okay.
applied. We applied, right? Without much thought, we applied. But because COVID hit, it took 2 years of due diligence and a lot of due diligence from their side. I think out of 150 companies, 28 companies were selected, and we were one of them.
Okay.
So in 2022, they invited us to Antariksh Bhavan, which is the headquarters of ISRO, and
Okay.
we went and got the letter or the certificate which
Okay.
says that we are the ISRO Space Tutor. Now, what
Okay.
happens is due to that, that enables us to work with ISRO, or rather ISRO to work with all the space tutors, because they want certain knowledge or they want the student community to be benefited.
Okay.
So through us, they send a lot of learning materials. So we were
Mm-hmm.
also working with a lot of ISRO scientists through because of this. So imagine me as a young person, the young girl in me who loved space and was so fascinated with
Yeah.
satellites. And when I knew about International Space Station, I made this friend of mine tell me everything about it in college. When
Okay.
I was in Bangalore, I remember.
Okay.
So I'm very fascinated by anything in space, anything celestial.
I guess it's a free spiritedness is what makes you
So for
because
me,
this.
this was quite a journey. And yes, now I realize that there's a lot of responsibility on us
Mm,
because of the space that we are creating. And we deal with so many kids who come very curious.
mm,
They're very curious. They come to us as they learn the courses. But you know what? I see a lot of empathy in these students.
okay.
Like one example I'll give you. There's this seventh standard student who came and who took one of our courses.
Mm,
And after the course got over, the mother shared with us feedback. The kid has apparently, after one level of course, gone back home. So they had come down to Pune in grandparents' home, realized that grandfather is searching for a switch in the night, restroom.
okay.
He's searching for, he's not able to find the switch.
Mm.
The kid has actually gone and installed a sensor there. So as
Wow.
soon as the grandfather gets up and walks 2 steps, the light switches on himself.
Okay. So beautiful.
It's a seventh standard kid. Imagine the
Yeah.
kind of empathy they have. All they need is knowledge. All they need is being empowered with
True.
saying that you can do it. I always ask
Mm,
the kids when I go to any school for a session, I'm like, you think only adults can be innovators and inventors? So they
mm.
very confidently tell, no, even we can be. That's it.
Yeah, that is where we catch that. So as I'm working with children also, I feel the same thing, like with children and their handwriting development. It's more of a conversational therapy kind of a thing that I do with them rather than
Wow.
handwriting is what comes in the end, ma'am. Like we like yesterday I was talking to a girl, like she's from Delhi. And she's like, her mother is also into the program, and both of us were talking. Like, suddenly she said, Ma'am, can I show you something? I said, okay, fine, come, let's talk. Then she brought those mandala art that she and her cousin were doing. And she kept showing pages and pages, and we were talking. And finally, she said, Ma'am, I love all this. And suddenly she said, should I ask my mom to come and talk to you now, or can we talk a little bit more? I said,
So
it's okay,
sweet.
fine, let's talk a little bit more. And we kept on. It was like for 15 minutes or so, we kept talking, talking. Finally, I had to ask her, okay, what's this week's handwriting going on? It always comes in the end. And some boys, like they talk about, as you said, it's beautiful experience. I can see how it must have been for you in person. For me, it's an online space. And working with children is amazing, ma'am. Like when you always say, when you respect their intelligence,
Yeah, yeah.
is the beautiful thing a child can get. As a
So
child,
beautifully said. Yeah.
yeah, you need to respect the intelligence, not just dumb down, not patronizing or they'll just rise to it completely. They'll surprise you every single time, as you spoke about that boy. Every single time I'm surprised by it. And as I was talking to her mother, like she suddenly came in, can I ask you a question, ma'am? Yes, please. Then she said, why do you talk to my mother for 1 hour and you spend only 15 minutes with me?
Oh,
I'm like,
how
I'm like,
sweet.
I said, see, I did ask you, can we close with this, or do you have anything else to say? It's like this, that's the conversation that goes, ma'am. Being in a
That's the best part about being kids, you know.
yeah,
Like I think we should have that inner child in us alive
yeah,
because
that inner
this,
child, you
yeah,
save that inner child is, you need to save that inner child itself.
yeah, that keeps
Yeah.
us alive actually.
Yes.
If not for that, I think we'll be zombies in a way.
Definitely will be zombies.
I
Definitely.
keep kidding. I keep like making fun. I'm like, see, we adults are adulterated.
Yes. Beautiful.
Kids are actually uncorrupt.
Yes.
right? Kids
The
are corrupted, and I don't mean they all are good, bad. I'm not getting into that stage.
yeah.
Kids can be, you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can have their own mind.
They have that genuine kind of happiness that it's contagious. I feel it's very contagious.
The wonder-filled eyes,
Yeah, it's so
you know, that wonder
beautiful.
in their eyes, and the fact that this kid asked you, "Why don't you talk to me?" Can do you think that we'll go and ask? I'm like, Gayatri, ma'am, please talk to me for
Yeah,
some more
please
time.
talk to me for a while. Never will I. I'll never do that.
Yeah,
We
so
all kill
as
that
adults,
child, I guess.
we see a lot of this shame and all that. I think we should. I mean, if left to me, I would say, Gayatri, ma'am, please talk to me for some more time.
I can see that inner child in you. I can see that person, and as a sky gazer, like as you said, it's that free spiritedness, and the sky keeps changing every moment. Like that is what I see in you as a person as well. So it's that the dimensions that keeps changing, the beauty. Every minute there is a change of pattern, and it's transitioning smoothly. Like we don't even know, like from morning till night, like suddenly there's
Beautiful.
evening, and it's transitioning, and that transition is what I see in you as well. It's
You know,
beautiful.
I don't know. I don't think you realized. I think you will love sky gazing if you do a lot.
Okay. Maybe I will. I haven't explored it yet. Would definitely love to. Would
Yeah,
definitely love to. I've seen like through telescope, like I've gazed it like from a telescope point of view, but not actually lying down open and seeing meteors is
you should
something I'm
try
looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to.
that.
So, like iRobochakra, the philosophy behind it is hands-on, curiosity-driven learning. But we live in a world where most schools still reward rote memory over real understanding. So, how do you bridge that gap for children and parents, especially, like who are so conditioned to thinking that learning means sitting still and memorizing? How do you bridge that gap?
So I think things are changing now.
Mm.
So in our knowledge center, we have more than 100 kids coming in,
Wow.
and parents are bringing them. So sometimes the parents are so interested that we are like, is the kid interested? So we see a lot of enthusiasm from parents where they're like, I
Mm.
want the kid to explore this.
Mm.
I couldn't do it at my age, but
Yes.
can I make the kid do? But
Mm.
we always ask the kid, we give them a demo and we're like, are you interested? So here, especially with Arun, he's like very clear. If the kid has more artistic bent of mind, not necessarily they'll be technologically oriented.
Yes.
So
Not
we try
every
to
child
figure
is
that
meant
out.
for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to figure that out, and then we, in case we feel that they do not have a technological bit of mind, then we may tell them no, no, bring
Mm.
them next time. And if the parents are very, very enthusiastic and very, then in that case we tell take a smaller course, or
Mm.
mostly we say no.
Mm.
But then times are changing. Parents want this learning by doing or the hands-on experiential learning. They
Mm.
realize that's very important.
Yes.
And it's very heartening to see most of the schools that we go, they are actually welcoming us. And they
Okay.
are, yeah, definitely depends on who's the, whether the
The
educator or the
yeah, the management,
management
yeah.
is
It's
progressive.
all about. Mm.
Management is progressive. Mostly they are.
Mm.
And we also received this really nice input from schools that are working that after you all have introduced robotics, the learning by doing has opened up a lot of things for the
Mm.
students.
Mm.
So
Yes.
yes, the era we were there and we were brought up and all, it was only memorizing.
Mm.
But even when I was growing up, I think I could never memorize. And the only reason why I ticked was because I was into extracurricular. So because I wanted to, you know, do participate and all that. So I think now by default kids are there.
Yes. Yes.
Not very
So,
bad. Yes, there are some schools where, and
mm.
also schools
Still
are
there.
giving
Yes.
marks. Um, but there is a change. There are a lot of homeschoolers now. There's a lot of
Mm.
alternative schooling coming in.
Yes.
In fact, I visited some alternative schools with my friend near Tiruvannamalai, uh,
Okay.
and even in Coimbatore for that matter. So there are in fact some alternative schooling or unschooling for adults also. In fact, that is one space that I am interested in. I'm like, why should kids have all the fun? Kids have everything for them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we adults have? Like, I mean, grown-ups don't have much. So,
True.
in
True.
fact, we should do something. Probably we should brainstorm on something for the grown-ups like us.
Even the kind of dresses they have, the variety, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I was a child. No, so
Yeah.
many toys, so much of exposure. Like, It's beautiful. Like, and I love the way you blend both curiosity and confidence. I always say are like siblings. Like, and you're building both like in Chakra. That's so beautiful. And I love the way you're working with children, ma'am. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because every time someone believes in us, we believe in ourselves a little more.
Yes, well said. That's exactly what all of us are as individuals, as a company. We need that belief from or the trust from somebody or from a group. And what is this curiosity club? Like, I'm very curious about the name. The names are fascinating for me. The way the spaces that you're in, the names are always fascinating for me. Like, it's aimed at fostering experiential learning beyond classroom for both children and adults. I love that you have included adults in it. Why adults? Because most people think curiosity is always a child's thing. Even I do think that way. But why adults?
We all are curious. We all have the inner child in us. And when we
Mm,
were talking about being conscious throughout, I feel we should be conscious. In fact, here in i-Robochakra, in fact, this is something that we discuss with our trainers. We are like, look, the students who are coming, the parents who
mm.
are coming, they're conscious consumers.
Yes.
They've searched about us, they've read
Mm,
our reviews, they've probably seen three, four more robotics center, and then they're choosing us and come.
mm.
We have so much responsibility towards them. So they are,
Yes.
there's a lot of, because I worked in mall retail space. I know
Mm,
what a conscious and an unconscious a consumerism is. Right?
exactly.
Like you rightly said, we all consume. But the next meaningful step would be, can we be conscious consumer? We all have to consume.
Yes, yes.
The fact that we are living or existing, we are continuously giving away carbon dioxide, and carbon footprints is there because of us.
Yes.
Because of me just existing, I might not even move from this place. Still,
Mm.
I'm, probably contributing to the carbon
True.
footprint. So
True.
how can I neutralize it?
Mm.
Right? So how can I become more sustainable? That is
Mm.
a thought that, thanks to this SDGP and all that, Sustainable Development Goals that government is putting,
Mm.
our conversation is becoming more relevant right now. So when we do a training program for our trainers also, we're like, from unconscious consumers to conscious consumers, to innovators to responsible innovators. This is a
Wow.
journey of the students.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
In fact, our tagline is robotics with responsibility.
Wow. Beautiful
So,
title.
and the base is curiosity.
Mm.
Right?
Definitely.
If a kid comes here, if a kid, oh my God, you should see some of the robotics session. It's noisy because every kid has a question. Every kid has a question, and they have some beautiful answers. Like recently I'd gone to a school for a session, so I was asking the kids, around 80 plus kids. I was like, what do you want? Like I was asking them, what has been automated now? They know the door
Mm. Mm.
automatic doors, light and all that.
Okay.
Like, what do you want in future to be automated, which will
Okay.
make something easier or convenient?
Mm.
So I had some hilarious answers right, from the kids. Starting from, there was one kid who was like, he wants writing to be automated. He wants one
No.
robot to
I
write for
know.
him. Then
Exactly. I was
I
thinking. I was exactly thinking what the child would have said. My homework. If somebody could do my homework, I'll be happy.
that one. Then one more kid came and like, with the press of the button, the entire house should be cleaned and all the
Oh,
clothes should
wow.
be folded. Why? Because otherwise mother is working very hard.
Oh.
Right? And then one more kid was like, this was like little unexpected. One more kid was like, I need a robot, or I need something automated
Mm.
that can unload and reload the dishwasher.
Oh.
I'm like, நீ போய் டிஷ்வாஷர்லயும் போட முடியாது, அதுக்கு ஒரு robot வேணும்.
Everything needs to be automated. What are we here for?
Yeah. So then I shifted the conversation. I was like, okay, great. Now tell
Mm.
me with responsibility. Let's
Mm.
add with the word responsibility. And
Yes.
now tell me, what do you want to be automated in
Mm.
future? Remember the word responsibility.
Yes.
So then came out answers like, yes, we want a writing bot or
Mm.
writing robot, an automation for writing, which will help the blind people, which will
Okay.
help physically disabled.
Mm.
So
That's
there's just
what,
that shift of
yeah,
that
when you combine
conscious
that
shift.
curiosity with responsibility, that's
So
amazing.
also when we're talking, I think there's that conscious shift that we need.
Ah,
Curiosity is great, because you're asking questions, but where do we lead them with that? That is something that is, I think, very important. And I
Yeah.
think that leads the way to us also. That's a guiding light for
Yeah,
us also.
yeah. So rebuilding that curiosity in an adult is the best part of the work. Like, and
Yeah.
thank you for thinking beyond the box, actually, because we are all confined to certain things and you're going out of the box. Thanks to your free-spirited nature, I should keep acknowledging it. Thank you so much. And Happy Monk, that name alone tells me a story. And you're the founder of a space that blends creativity, mindfulness, self-awareness. So where did this come and who is Happy Monk really for?
So I'm a person who really likes Buddhism, Buddhist monasteries. I remember when
Okay.
we got to Sikkim, I was literally taking my husband to all monasteries. So he keeps joking that in Sikkim I saw nothing but monasteries. I'm just in love with the space of monasteries and the peace that
Okay.
it brings in.
Mm,
So I think it came out from there that Happy Monk should be a space where we experience different things,
mm,
where we experience different things, and we've done different events over there as a part of Happy Monk. I remember one of my friend Gauri who owns this beautiful store called Siragam. It's one of the plastic-free stores,
okay.
natural organic store. So we both curated, and she came up with this beautiful thing on seeds. And because seeds
Okay.
pati paste roll, hai.
Uh,
So obviously, as a natural store, she has everything organic. I was telling, let's talk about seeds. So she was bringing this really interesting insights about how each seed can be very helpful because seeds are like they are power packs of energy that will enable our future in a way,
mm.
future, energetic life in a way. From there on, it went to Bij mantras and it went to how every thought process is like a seed which
Yes.
manifests in some way. So I think through Happy Monk, we are trying to bring in conscious conversations around different. I've had also this where we had this. There's this Come to Gardeners group run by one Mr. Manoj. So we
Hmm.
actually invited his group and we had a small session on microgreens by Chitra ma'am.
Okay.
And we also had exchange of plants and seeds.
Okay.
So there are these things also that happen, but there are things like Tai Chi. Sonika Vikraman ma'am, she actually took Tai Chi session here.
Hmm.
So this Happy Monk is an experience, but again, I'm trying to keep it only for grown-ups because
Mm.
kids are having too much fun already. And I also did a session on Fibonacci series. So
Okay.
I'm very fascinated with Fibonacci series and
Okay.
kind of
The series,
patterns
yeah.
series and the golden ratio. So I actually did a session over here on from Fibonacci series, how you can bring in the golden ratio and how you can do mandalas. So
Okay.
we did a session at Happy Monk. So
Okay.
now that I'm full time in i-Robochakra and I want to see where Happy Monk can grow together with i-Robochakra, where
Mm.
the parents of our students or any willing grown up, we can curate sessions. Yeah.
Okay, that's so beautiful. Love the way, like, so much to explore. That's what I said. I guess a 1 hour will not be sufficient enough for me to can't find everything, the questions and the answers that I get from so much of information and knowledge sharing. Thank you so much. And you're doing so many things simultaneously. How do you manage the inner landscape of all of this? Where do you go when it gets overwhelming? Does it get overwhelming, or where do you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
there?
it does get overwhelming. I mean, you would know better. I think by now, you would also have a certain understanding. See, what happens is I feel we all are multitude of things. We all are. There's a lot of multitude in
Mm,
each of us, right? Maybe because of certain expectations, which is external, we are sticking on to few dimensions. I don't think we all have explored all the dimensions
mm,
in our own lives.
never.
You were, yeah, me. So I always this is a very interesting question. Thanks that you asked. I'll always keep telling, every time from say a reality of Happy Monk to a reality of i-Robochakra to a reality of maybe just going visiting my parents or a reality of going for a trek or a reality of stargazing. These are very different realities.
Yeah,
And each of it can be very deep and each of it can be very profound. So sometimes when you're flitting in and out of all these realities, you can kind of lose a sense of who you are, what you're doing.
true. That's exactly what brought this question in
I
me.
know. So then I think I try to find my quietness in certain moments.
Mm,
So I think the breath work, watching my breath,
Wow.
having a me time in terms of where I can just go and sort out things by myself,
Mm.
figure out what I do next helps. But I am work in progress there, Gayatri ma'am. I've I'm not like I mean I realize that certain places I might require space for being myself. Certain spaces I might require to talk it out.
Mm.
And certain spaces I just have to wait and see where this goes. So yeah.
Yeah. So who or what takes care of Sujata, actually? Because you are taking
Gratitude,
care of so many people.
gratitude,
Mm. Wow.
gratitude. I have immense gratitude for this earth being called Sujata. At the lowest moment, you know what I tell or I end up telling. Of course, there's a silent prayer that comes in, but at my lowest period, um, where sometimes I may not be able to reach out for help or I may not even know what I need to do, I
Mm.
tell this thing to myself. I say, trust Sujata.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah,
So
you need
I,
to
I
trust your
mean,
own.
that has helped me.
Mm.
That has helped me.
Thank you.
And I'm
Thank
not
you.
telling it, I don't know how it sounds. It's not being arrogant at all, but I think we should trust ourselves more.
That's very important. That's
Yeah.
it's doesn't come from a space of arrogance. I completely agree with you. We need to do that, right? If you are not going to trust yourself, then who else?
Yeah,
Who
who
else?
else?
There's nobody. Like we can't expect somebody else to come and trust if you
Yeah.
aren't going to give your self-image or your self-worth that feeling.
No,
Like,
you can't expect. You're right. Because see, everyone is going to see you in their projection. They're not
mm.
never going to see you for the person you are. You
I
are.
always, yeah, exactly. I give this activity like it's a part of the NLP coaching. I ask them,
Okay.
describe yourself, like draw a picture. Like, let me know what your self image is. What do you see about yourself when you look in them, not just looking in the mirror, but what do you see about yourself as a person? What is that self image you have for your own self is very important. That's a primary activity that we do. It's very,
So
very
how
important.
gently you're bringing them to the awareness, right?
Yeah, that is very and no, and some of
Self-awareness.
them they don't even know uh, like self-image means அப்படினா like they don't even know. Okay, just visualize something about you, visualize உங்க image என்ன உங்களை பத்தி what do you have about yourself? Like it's very difficult to bring that in them because they're always used to seeing everybody around giving and it's very difficult, ma'am.
No,
Rightly said.
also, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
Please,
no, no,
you
no.
tell. No, no, there are two things that I would like to add in here. So when I do the session of safe space and I do the session on boundaries, I do this thing. I make them write all the emotions they're feeling.
Mm,
I'm like even something tiny, like I'm like you're feeling angry, you're feeling
mm,
curious, you're feeling hungry, whatever. Just write down,
mm.
right? And then I take them through this seven counts of deep breathing,
Okay.
with the eyes closed,
Mm.
where they inhale and exhale. And literally, it just takes that much when they open their eyes and they all feel, most of them feel calm and collected. And when I then tell them now what emotions you're feeling, they say none,
Mm.
right? Because we don't realize that we keep absorbing emotions and feelings around.
Yes.
Right? I think free spirited people, or there are a lot of us who love listening. Right?
Mm.
We hold empathetic safe space, a lot of us. Now I can imagine how people are opening up to you.
Yeah.
Right? They come open up to you and then they share. I've done this to a lot of people where people have come and opened up to me and told me about their things. And
Mm.
then that time I wasn't aware, but now looking back, I had also absorbed their feelings. I
Mm.
had felt what they felt. And then I didn't know the difference between their story and why I was feeling that.
Mm.
That is where the boundaries come in.
Yes. You always need to
Right?
have that boundary. Otherwise, you will also slowly get into that space.
We will
We
not
need to
realize what is
cleanse
our plan.
ourselves. We need to always cleanse ourselves. After every
We,
session, that cleansing is very important,
yeah,
actually.
where I bought this in was that a lot of times when we're interacting with a lot of people, we lose a sense of self and we don't realize what is us and what is a
Yeah.
acquired behavior or
Yeah.
acquired
True, true,
trait.
true.
We are
Well
still
said.
unraveling the layers, like
Mm.
pieces of the onion, Murray. Like we
Namma.
don't know what is our true self. We still don't know.
We still don't know. Yeah.
even with the little self-awareness that I have, I still
Mm.
don't. And it's
Yeah.
very tough for me to know myself deeply, because then there is so many things that I want to be a
Yes,
part of.
there are so many things we want to be part of,
We
rightly
want to be
said.
part of.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
So if you want to, like, the younger Sujata, like who's doing her MSc, like standing at the beginning of all this, like what do you want to tell her? Like you said, if I had known all this would be. So what would it be? You go and tell your younger self
I
and
actually do that a lot. I go
okay.
talk to my because I remember these moments. I mean, I've had this. I do this. I close my eyes and I try to remember moments where I've got stuck, where I've been fearful. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember certain moments are frozen in time because I've been very fearful. It could
Mm.
be because of someone intimidating me, or it
Yes.
could be because of, anything,
Yeah.
right? So I have done a bit of this. I need to do it more consciously, more often, where I've gone back to that person and told that, hey, it's all fine. You're going to do really well.
Mm. Yes. It's all fine.
And
Mm.
yeah, you're going to do really well. It doesn't matter how you are, how different you look, or how different you seem to be for other people. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know if you've done this consciously because there is an activity similar to this in NLP. To
okay,
do this timeline activity, like you can say, yes, you're okay, you go to the past or the future. It's called an
right.
timeline activity. It's a beautiful thing.
Like, I would like to do more about know more about it in a structured form, but all this happens just because I feel like, okay, there is something that is I'm bringing back to this adult life,
Yeah.
which I think the roots are there. The
Mm,
trauma, like I always tell that we all have been gifted with both the trauma and the tools that set the pace for our adult life. Even the
exactly.
traumas are a gift.
Yeah, if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have been here, I
We
guess.
will be here.
Like, yeah,
So
I've always thanked the people who have not just to have helped me, but people who have helped me become this version of myself
yeah, yeah.
in a negative way. It could mean any way,
That's
but I
gratitude.
really thank them for what they have done to me because I'm here today.
Yeah.
So I always
It's
do
all
that
about
for
gratitude.
a
It's all
gratitude. I
about
always give it to them as well. It's not just the
yes,
people
yes,
who have helped me in a positive way. People who have
yes.
been a part of my journey, I always thank
Yeah.
them. And so
Most
maybe
of people
like
who have not contributed positively.
yes,
Or that's what we, yeah.
I genuinely thank them. I genuinely thank them. It's not out of some vengeance or something like that. See, you've done this, see who I am. No, it's not out of that space. I genuinely thank them for what they've given me to
Nice.
make me this person that I am today. And what would you say for a young woman today? Maybe she's in her 20s, maybe juggling a career, a family, and 100 half started dreams that everybody has these days. So, what is it on like one belief she needs to let go of and the one belief she needs to hold on to?
So I would tell the young woman, whoever she is, I'll tell trust yourself first.
Mm.
Trust yourself. Secondly, be
So,
more
that is
conscious.
one she needs to hold on to. What will she need to let go of?
Let go of anything that makes her feel smaller. I think
Mm.
we shouldn't dim our light for anyone. We shouldn't
Yeah,
shrink
true,
ourselves for
true.
anyone.
Yeah,
If we
exactly.
don't find our space, we shouldn't be there then.
Yes, yes, yes. You need to mend your own garden,
We
as
shouldn't
you
dim.
said, like we shouldn't dim our own lights. Yes. So if you don't find the light at the end of the tunnel, there's a saying I've read, like you don't find the light at the end of the tunnel, look closely. Maybe you
Switch
are
on
the
yours.
yeah, maybe you were the light. So
Beautiful.
that's a beautiful saying. I can resonate it with whatever you said right now.
Yeah.
Yes, true, true. You are the light, and don't dim it for anybody for any reason.
Yeah.
That's
We
well
are the
said.
light, we are the path. That's why
Well
trust
said.
yourself. We are the
Thank
path.
you. Thank you. So now that we've come to the end of the conversation, one of the last few questions, and this purely for fun actually. If you could host a dinner and remember, no fridge, whatever you cook has to be fresh, intentional, and you could invite any three people, living or not, it could be from any field, your era, anybody who's at the table, and what is that one question you would ask them? Nobody else would have thought to ask. Who are those three
You know
people?
what? You can't limit me to one question. That's not
Okay,
fair.
multiple questions. Okay, maybe.
No, but then again in the same fun way, because I don't want, again, definitely I want to have more conversations with my parents on how their childhood was. I love hearing about their childhood, and
Mm,
how they were, because when they tell how I was as a child, it's always fun and sometimes very embarrassing. So when they tell about their childhood, and I'm like, I want to know more of, because I feel like our parents, we shouldn't see them, they are also human beings, right?
yeah.
They've had their own share of journey, right? So one thing, if I can do, I want the younger version of my mother, the college version of
Oh,
my mother, the
wow.
college version of my
So you
dad.
want to host a dinner for the younger version
I
of
want to
your
host
parents.
a dinner for them, and
That
have them and
sounds
want to
beautiful.
understand. Yeah,
I didn't
that's
expect
one
this.
part. Yeah, yeah, that's one part.
I was thinking about some personalities like you would bring up somebody.
No,
This
I
is
mean, this came
beautiful.
to my mind because I'm
Yeah,
very,
this is
very.
beautiful. Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we'd
fun
love to
also.
explore how they were at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
For us,
beautiful.
the image is frozen of them being, my amma being my amma, or dad being,
Mm.
appa. Like, but they were beyond that, right? They are always beyond that. We limit ourselves to seeing them just as a mother and father.
Yeah, true. So
They are
next up, the
fun. They've had
light.
other. Yeah.
Next, coming to the lighter questions, like the gentle one, what's something you're absolutely terrible at? All these while we're discussing, absolutely nobody would guess. Given everything you do so well, what are you terrible at?
See, I'm very terrible at routine,
Oh,
because
okay.
routine makes things boring.
Yeah,
But at this point of
I think
time, this
even now I'm thinking about how your handwriting is will be because
I'll
I
write and send it to
know
you.
I will definitely want to have a look at the handwriting. Yeah, routine. Okay. Mm.
And you know what, Rajima, my handwriting changes based on my mood.
It actually does, ma'am. It
Yeah,
does for everybody, actually. Handwriting is nothing but the brain which is writing. It's
yeah,
the hand is just the medium, but we call it handwriting. It's actually the brain writing.
yeah.
So it will definitely change with mood. When you're in a hurry, you scribble. Like the last part of our exam papers, you know how scribbled. We can't even understand what we wrote.
When I'm
Exactly.
very sorted out, my handwriting is really sorted out, and very. I'll probably send you the sorted out me. The when
I
I'm
would
very
want to see the
excited,
no, other version of it.
when I'm excited, my handwriting is a different way.
Mm. That's
So
actually
when
the brain
I'm
which is writing. That is what I do with graphotherapy. So that is the rewiring that we do through handwriting.
yeah,
So that is how it goes through the hand. You do the neuroplasticity and things like that that goes behind it. And I
very
love this.
interesting what you're doing. I must say that I want to also discuss with you some other time about
Definitely we will.
handwriting.
Definitely we
And
will do. Definitely
yeah,
we
and
will work together. I
we'll be
definitely would
happy
love
to
to.
host you at Happy Monk for a, in-depth understanding of handwriting.
Sure, sure. I would love to come. I would love to come.
Yeah, the
So,
members.
so I'm you're very comfortable about saying I'm awful at this one thing without any apology. So that's is its own kind of confidence, I should say, because not everybody will say what am I terrible at. We are all love to say what we are good at, and terrible at. Yes, it's good. It's good to hear
No,
that.
I mean, if you ask my mom, she'll probably tell you more things.
I know every mom
My
has
husband, but then
one
yeah, I
list of
limit to
things
saying that
to say,
it was, yeah, it was
complain
good.
about.
Yeah.
So the final one is completely light. If your life were a film, what genre would it be? And who would play you as you? And what would the tagline be? Whom do you
My
want
God.
to be played? Some
If my
actress.
life was a film, it better not be dark. It better not be art. I think it'll be a very happy-go-lucky travel movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Happy-go-lucky travel movie where there's a lot of traveling, and there's living inside a forest or living in mountains or something like that.
Okay.
If I can
Okay.
direct.
And
And
whom do you choose as a?
can I be a part of that?
Yeah, you can, but not always. I just want somebody else to be
I don't know. I
acting
can't
there.
really think of. I mean, I don't know. You mean in the current set of actors?
Yeah, anybody, current, past, anybody who can replicate your free spiritedness. Like, I have someone in mind. I don't know if
Please
you're
tell
good.
me. I think
Oh,
that would make more sense. You
I
telling
don't
it
know.
would more.
I was
Yeah, you
thinking
telling it.
about Nazria, like somehow. I don't know. Somehow that the kind of that free
Oh,
spiritedness and
she's wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was like somehow connected that free spiritedness with her. Uh, I don't know how in person she is, but to portray you as a person, I think that she would be the best choice.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to watch that film. And I have the
Oh
feeling
my God.
I have a feeling the sequel also would be even better because something tells me you are nowhere near done yet. So I guess there should be a sequel as well. So
Yeah.
beautiful, ma'am. So I
Thank you.
started actually, I started this conversation thinking I would learn about robotics, small marketing, and minimalistic living, and I did. But what I'm walking away with is something quieter and more lasting than any of this. Thank you for being this wonderful woman who understands the most important things: community, curiosity, consciousness, which these cannot be packaged or sold. They have to be lived, and you are just living them. I can see it fully, deliberately, and beautifully. You are living this person
Thank
who
you.
you are. Thank you for being here, and
Thank you.
thank you
Very
for
kind.
trusting me with your story. And to everyone watching or listening, if something in this conversation stirred something in you, please follow the links and contact details given below to know more about Sujatha ma'am's work at i-Robochakra, Happy Monk, and everything she's quietly building in this Manchester city of South India and beyond. And what do you have to say for our viewers, ma'am? A few concluding remarks on how you felt all this while. And as always, remember, like, I would love to hear from you the concluding remarks. I actually don't want to conclude, but definitely time bound we are.
No, I love this conversation. It doesn't feel as if I've never met you or this is the first time we are meeting online. It feels
Yeah.
like I've known you
People might
forever.
think that way we are close. Yes,
I think we
exactly.
are giggling and we are like just laughing.
It's,
And I feel that you are very beautifully holding out the space for me, and I
thank
know
you.
that your students are really going to be benefited because of this innate quality that you have, and this meaningful and deep journey that you've chosen to use handwriting like a medium that you say to rewire their brain. So thank you, gratitude. From bottom of my heart for what you're doing. I know how much it means to have a support or a mentor who can say that, hey, I will hold things, I will hold
Yeah.
your hand and
Mm.
take you forward. And I think you're doing that for many people.
Yes. Thank you
And
so much. And
more power to you.
likewise,
More
you are
power
doing
to you.
so much, and I've learned so much
I'm
from you
nowhere
today.
near the deep work that you're doing.
No,
I
no,
think
no, no.
I'm
Let's
still
not, let's not get there. It's like each one of us are beautiful,
that
and
is true.
the kind of work that you are doing, kind of work I'm doing, we're always focusing on something meaningful for somebody. So if we are able to give that, that's a beautiful thing. That because the most beautiful shifts, like they always begin with a simple thing. Like we think it's something like magic, things will change. It's always like I always say in handwriting, it always begins with a single stroke. That intentional stroke that you write with, that's where it all begins with.
But
Like,
isn't that magic in itself?
yeah, it is magic in itself. Like people think like overnight there is a transformation, like it will all happen sudden, like in movies, like they believe those kind of transformations. But I say it's all small, quiet steps that you need to do
Sure.
every day consistently. When you keep working on things, that the things will
Sure.
suddenly feel like magic only. Like
Sure. I mean, consistency, I think that's something that I'm going to take back from this conversation. Yeah.
for a free-spirited person, it might look a little difficult, but
Oh, it is.
for a person who's not a person into a
I'm
routine,
sure you're
never.
thinking of someone when you're laughing. I don't know whether you're thinking of a younger version of you or your daughter when you're thinking of free spiritedness.
I'm thinking
You
of,
are
yeah,
laughing very warmly.
yes, my daughter is a little free spirited. Like now that she's married and settled, and she is still free spirited. And I'm thinking, no, my younger self, I'm not a free spirited person. Definitely no. I'm just enjoying the free spiritedness that you are.
Yeah, yeah, I can see a
You
lot of
are
fondness in you. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you're bringing that into me as well. Would love to be like that, but I don't know. I'm a very typically organized kind of a person, which you are not. When you said
Oh, God.
you don't fit into routines, I exactly will fit into routines. I will never move like this or that. But these days, of course, I do explore a lot otherwise as well. I love the journey with you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you for having me.
deep, deep gratitude for being here in this
Thank
space
you.
and moment. Thank you.
Gratitude.
Thank you so much. And until we meet next, take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.